For strict sit-ups, our setup's going to be lying flat on the ground with our knees either up or out to the sides and feet together. We're going to have our arms crossed across our chest with our elbows into us. Setup looks like this. For execution, we're looking to peel ourselves off the floor in a sit-up, get our shoulders in front of our hips at the top of the sit-up, and then let our shoulder blades touch the ground between each sit-up. It looks like this. Some common mistakes include not keeping your arms tight with your body, letting your elbows come away, for example, to assist with the up. Another common mistake is not going far enough forward so your shoulders don't pass your hips at the top. Since this is a very challenging exercise, we can have some deviation here, and we can always make the exercise easier with a few ways I'll talk about here in a moment. When we're doing sit-ups, strict sit-ups, or if it ever says just sit-ups, an ab mat is not required. And in fact, sometimes it's better not to use the ab mat. An ab mat looks like this. One of the common mistakes that occurs, especially when there's an ab mat involved, is people's hips leave the ground in order to assist them with coming back up. You'll notice hips come up and then down, and then they'll sit up, almost creating a kipping motion. The ab mat can sometimes create that problem. And so by not using the ab mat, we can start to get rid of it. However, that is a common mistake you can see without the ab mat as well. Again, the hips coming up off the ground. We should see the hips stay on the ground the entire time. Some people are uncomfortable by sit-ups just because their tailbone can rub on the floor. And for that reason, we can always use a yoga mat, which are one of these. Depending on the severity of how much rubbing occurs, they can fold this in half or even more to create a nice soft surface for their hips to stay on. In order to make this exercise easier, we can use dumbbells if they're readily available. And so that looks like this. If dumbbells are not readily available, we can use our arms to help us get up, which looks like this. And one way to make this exercise harder is to use a dumbbell and keep it attached to our chest or touching our chest the entire time. And that is strict sit-up.